So, tell me the reason you came here.
The second, I actually sat down in the room where I told my story about, what had happened with my stepdad. Everything just needed to, stop.
When you see it for the first time, you're moved by it. You see such a small child, an innocent person who has been hurt, and they're attempting to explain it in their own words.
You know something happened to this child, but you need them to tell. And that's the most difficult thing about investigating these cases. Children don't tell.
It felt really weird, and I didn't like that.
Sometimes you can see sadness. Sometimes you can see that they're proud of themselves for telling. I feel very proud just knowing that we're helping to keep this child safe.
Most people don't want to think that it could ever happen to them. Every parent that walks through these doors, one of the first things they say is, I can't believe this happened to me, to my child. We trusted that person.
This shouldn't happen to a kid. This shouldn't happen to anyone. I'm not alone in this situation. Whenever I didn't have anyone, they were there. They've got it under control, and they're made to handle this, not me.
Child sexual abuse does not discriminate. It crosses every boundary. There's a community out there, children's advocacy centers across the state, an alliance that's there to help them and to serve them. When you respond, we don't want you interviewing. You're going to hear us over and over. Your policy says, don't interview the child. I don't actually interview the kids because when they start telling me all the gory details, I literally crack my teeth. I mean, truly, literally. I feel angry. I have that instinct, and so it can be perceived as the kid like they did something wrong.
So when I first started, you would hear about this horrific case where a young person had been raped. And it would go to the sheriff's office, and they were in this just normal questioning room with cinder block walls and this, that, and the other. And the cops did the best they could. But then, if DCFS had to get involved, they'd have to talk to the child. So the poor child was telling this horrific story over and over.
What we were getting were children who were becoming interview fatigued, were sounding rehearsed. Less than 5% of cases were being successfully prosecuted. And the number one reason for that was that children were made to talk to anywhere between 8 to 11 different adults before any actions were taken on their behalf. And so we knew there had to be a better way.
I was 14. I had just told my mom about what had happened with my stepdad, and I didn't know what to do anymore.
When Maddie came in, just like any other child, she's brought to the CAC. I explained the whole process about the forensic interview, that they're safe with me, that they're free to ask questions.
So it's really just important that we tell each other everything and tell each other the truth. And like I told you when I met you earlier, everything you have to say is so important to me.
It's all right to tell me anything, or it's all right to tell me everything, and they won't be in trouble.
The great thing about a forensic interviewer, they're non-leading, they're non-suggestive, they're not actually a member of the police department, and they're specifically trained on talking and speaking with children.
And it's all video recorded while we do that. Law enforcement and child protection, they monitor from another room, and so they get all the investigative info that they need while we're being sensitive to the kids. So I would come in here and I would say something like, oh, look, right up there, you see that balloon? That's the video camera that's going to be taking our picture while we talk today. And then I point out where the microphone's at, and then I point out my headphones. The headphones are because once we're done with the interview, I'll put them in my ears in case the investigator has any questions.
Tell me more about the last time this happened, his most recent memory.
You told me about the first time. What happened the last time that this happened?
It captures a child at that vulnerable moment, and it's captured on videotape. It's captured in a way that, according to state law, is usable as testimony in court.
When you go into court, it helps them know the level of information they're getting and that it's successfully obtained information.
So we are so grateful for this resource. It's a critical resource to our state agency. It allows children to be interviewed one time, which minimizes their trauma.
Children's advocacy centers provide a one-stop shop. All of their needs are met. Their medical needs are met, their legal needs are met, their protection needs are met, their therapeutic needs are met.
Our goal is to make this process as simple for children as possible, and our goal is to make this a no-ouch checkup. We do not do anything that's invasive, we don't do anything that's painful, and we explain everything that we do to children.
Our mobile unit provides increased accessibility to children and families throughout all of Central Louisiana. We found that families were not coming to the Advocacy Center if they were over an hour's travel time away from us. We're able to bring the CAC to their doorstep.
Baton Rouge has, in the last few years, developed quite an expansive mental health program. So our trauma response and recovery for children has really grown a lot. We're also innovating to include some newer methods such as mindfulness and yoga because we understand that children express their trauma in lots of different ways.
We have a dog who works with us. His name is Duval. The children can pet him and it helps them, believe it or not, it's not a distraction. It helps them focus better. If their hands are doing something, they focus better on the questions that they're being asked.
We might literally be at a point where we're just deep into the moment of talking about something really bad, and all of a sudden he'll sigh or he'll start to snore. And we look at him together and we giggle and we have that moment of, oh, that was funny, and then we turn back and we start talking again. It seems to happen at the perfect moment. It's just what is needed. You have to have a sense of humor in this job. You have to see the positive. You have to see hope and light. You have to.
That's cool. Hello. Can you have this on my badge?
Shall we make a story about our characters? What shall our story be? Let's play.
It's really amazing. The child will use toys to express themselves.
Okay, and then what happens next?
And the lion comes across Pegasus and wants to eat Pegasus.
Oh my goodness.
Pegasus flies away.
Oh. Wow. And then what happens to Pegasus?
And Pegasus flies away and he tells him to the mountains where he can be safe.
It's kind of amazing. Children and teenagers have that capacity to heal within themselves. So really, we just sit there and we're with them and we hold their hands while they go on their journeys.
Every child, when they come through, we ask them to pick a button that we can best remember them by. Make a wish and put it in our Button for Bravery jar. Some share the wish, some do not. What they wish for? Just wish my daddy would not come in my room. I wish my mom wouldn't hit me. We've been a bright spot in a dark time for them. They're going to remember this little house and say, those people were supportive and they believed me and something positive came out of it.
I definitely remember Maddie in the day of the interview. She blamed a lot on herself. Do you remember that? It was clear from the beginning that you did try to almost dismiss or minimize the things that happened to you, and you've made a turnaround and you seem very, very happy.
You just made me feel like I was safe here. It was just like, it's okay, I'm gonna protect you. It's all right, you don't have to worry. I'm here for you.
Good, and I meant it.
Yeah.
And you are safe here, so.
Yeah. Speak up. Tell someone. Tell someone you can trust. Don't give up this fight. Because I had the Advocacy Center. I had someone who was believing in me, and I had someone who was gonna fight for me and with me.